What's up everybody in YuGiOh YouTube land? This is Jesse Byrne representing Team FTK. And before I start the video, I'd like to personally thank all of our Patreons for supporting us. If you guys would like to become a patron, the link is in the description as well as our PayPal. So if you want to leave us a little tip and basically give us a thank you and help us make more great content, you can. Also, if you guys want to get an awesome custom playmat like the one featured in this video today, click the link below. Check out Inked Gaming. Enter the promo code TEAMFTK10 to get 10% off of your order today. So I hope you guys all enjoy this video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Alright guys, so here's my Paleozoic frogs. It's very anti-meta rogue control deck, so it's right up my alley. It's also very competitive, and if you take this deck to locals, you'll have a really good chance of topping, maybe even regional level. So I'm going to get in the list and show you guys what I'm playing. Starting off, we play a 3 Swamp Frog. This is basically your starter card. It gets you going so you can start the first turn plays with Totally Awesome. And then 2 Rodent Totem and 2 Dupe. This is pretty much your standard frog lineup to play 3 Swamp, 2 Rodent Totem, and 2 Dupe. And then we go on to a bit more spice of playing 2 Lilith. 3 is really bricky, 2 is really consistent, but it gets you access to all of your Paleozoic traps as well as giving you access to a bunch of other good regular trap cards. And that's all for monsters. We don't play hand traps because hand traps really don't help you unless you're going second. So these are all the monsters that we play right here. And we don't want to play hand traps, and neither do we want to play the water kaiju. So moving on to spells, we run 2 Potted Desires. I usually hate this card. In almost every deck I only play 1. But in this case, 2 helps out because it doesn't matter how much cards you banish as long as you get the advantage and get to your traps faster to make your Totally Awesome. Moving on to the traps, we play 3 Dynamiscus. For Paleozoics, this card's really good because it lets you discard a card and then banish a card your opponent controls and it doesn't target. So it helps you get over things like Borreload. It's really good because you just get to banish everything, so it's like a karma cut. Then we play 3 Murmellos. This is your starter card for Paleozoics because if you have this, you can dump another Paleo trap into your graveyard. So it really helps you out with your plays because it gives you 2 traps in the graveyard. So if you activate 2 more, you can special summon 2 more and make it Totally Awesome next turn. Then I play 2 Canadia. This is a Book of Moon. The only reason we're not playing 3 of this card is because you can't Book of Moon links, but I really still like it because you can disrupt your opponent's plays and Book of Moon random monsters. And then I play 2 of the MST. I'm not even going to try to butcher the name, but it's basically a mystical space typhoon. It's really good on end phase to hit your opponent's back row. And then I play 1 of the Omega. This helps you recycle your frogs, which is really good. It can also help you recycle any of your banished cards off of Desires. Even though they're face down, this doesn't specifically say face down or face up. It just says banished card. So it's really good for that purpose. Then we play 3 Reckless Greed. This is a no-brainer in Paleozoics. You don't ever search. You don't really care if you draw. You just want to get to your cards faster. So playing this helps you a lot because you can just chain a Paleo card and draw 2 cards. So it's like you're getting 3 cards advantage. Then 3 Back to the Front. This is the same reason as chaining off of a Paleozoic trap card because if you special summon 1 of your frogs or Lilith off of Back to the Front, then you can chain your Paleozoic trap and say if it's a frog, make it Totally Awesome the next turn. So it's really good. It gives you 2 cards on board. Then the new addition is 2 Trap Tricks. Play 3 if you have 3. This card is too good not to play 3, but unfortunately we only own 2 right now, so play 2. Trap Trick is busted though. It gives you access to any of your normal traps, which is really good. It's kind of like a Lilith, but it's not as fast. But it's still really good because you can do nutty things with it, like search Reckless Greed or search Back to the Front or search any of your other normal trap cards and then chain a Paleozoic, and then you can chain whatever trap you searched off Trap Trick, and then you can chain another Paleozoic and make a totally awesome next turn. So it's really busted. Then for some Floodgates, we play 2 Gozen match. This is a win condition basically against Link decks. And 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance. A lot of people are running Mistake, but I prefer Anti-Spell Fragrance in the Sky Striker matchup because your opponent will have to set all their cards, and then you can hit them with like an MST or Heavy Storm Duster, which we play 1 of, and it really helps out. Anti-Spell Fragrance really helps in your Sky Striker matchup, and Gozen match really just helps you wreck Link decks. And then moving on to another win condition, which is going to be your Imperial Order. Everybody's running spells, a lot more spells than traps, unless you're playing Paleos or maybe something like Trickstars. But this card wins you games all the time. They run 2 strikes and 1 judgment. So other than the Floodgates, these are the only cards you can't search off of Trap Trick and off of Lilith. But the 2 strikes and 1 judgment is really good. I would play Warning, but Judgment is much better because your opponent's going to try to hit you with that evenly matched, and you can actually just pay half your life points, negate the evenly matched, and then your opponent's going to be like, oh, well, I can't attack this turn because, you know, I ended my battle phase to activate evenly match. I'll set all my cards, and then that's when you hit him with like a Dynamiscus, or you hit him with a MST or your Heavy Storm Duster. Then moving on to the last trap is Breakthrough Skill. I know a lot of people like to play Lost Wind, but I'm still a big fan of playing Breakthrough Skill in Paleozoics, and it's really good because it's a good target to dump to the graveyard with your Murmello, which is your other Paleo that sends traps to grave, and it's really good to play. Sending it to grave, making a target for Murmello. If you guys want to play Lost Wind instead, you can. This is just my personal tech. So moving on to the extra deck. 2 totally awesome. The big boss monster of the deck negates everything, steals it, sets it to your side of the field. It's really busted. When it's sent to the graveyard, you get to add back a frog, so it's really great. Really good card. I'm surprised it didn't get hit in former formats. It's not as great as it used to be, but it's still really fun, and it can definitely help stun your opponent. 2 Miss Starboys for that extra boost, and then 2 Redfish and 1 Blue. So I was originally playing in different variations of Paleos. I was originally playing just 1 and 1, but then I found that I really needed 2 of this Redfish because it lets you search out all your traps and it gets your combos going, and it's just really wicked and busted. Then I play for links 1 Underclock Taker, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Cerberus, 1 Unicorn, and then 1 Griffin. I wouldn't play this in any other deck, honestly, except for Paleos, just because there are some times where you want to recycle traps, and he can just do that. So, really good. Then I play 1 Leviair, so this is really weird tech, but it honestly works. So the reason you play him is because sometimes it comes up that you'll have 2 Lilith on board. So you'll overlay for your Leviair the Sea Dragon, detach, and then you can special summon back your banished frogs. So it's a really busted tech, and I wanted to add a rank 3 just in case it came up. And believe it or not, it honestly does. So play 1 Leviair the Sea Dragon. And then finally we play 1 Borreload and 1 Deco Talker. You can make both of these cards in the deck. Doesn't come up as often as just like making Totally Awesome and sitting behind a full field of back row, but it's still really cool. So like I said before, if you guys like this video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe to Team FTK. If you're feeling generous, we have PayPal and Patreon. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Jesse Byrne, out.